New York City is like such an amazing town. At this point in your life, you have to feel free and alive. You're driven. You're ending up in billboards, on billboards rather, in Times Square. Congratulations. What an accomplishment. You went from this dream in Slovenia all the way to the billboards in Times Square and magazine covers and photographed by the best photographers on the planet. Really, really fantastic stuff. It's incredible. But at the same time, you're thinking you're a powerful woman, right? And you're thinking in terms of not just being a model, but also being an individual. And in the book, you address women's rights. And it's really groundbreaking. As you're aware, I think you're the first Republican First Lady in history to come out in favor of women's rights and pro-choice. And in the book, you said, why should anyone other than the woman herself have the power to determine what she does with her own body? Why should anyone other than the woman herself have the power to determine what she does with her own body? I'd love for you to elaborate on that.
I feel and I believe that the individual freedom is the most important aspect of life. You need to be in charge of your own body. Nobody else but yourself. And I believe that from my young adulthood, that I want to be in charge of my own body. Why should somebody else tell me what to do? Any man, any woman, this is me. I was born, I was put in this world, and nobody should be in charge of me.
So it's interesting in the book, you also talk about the fact you effectively say that you respect people who are pro-life. Right?
Yes, of course, I respect that. That's why I say I believe in the individual freedom. What you believe, that's your choice. You're pro-life, you're pro-choice. I think that how everybody, and that's also the respect that you give to the people.
Yeah, so you really see it again as and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's like an issue of autonomy, right? Like you feel that it's an issue that's up to starting with the individual, the woman.
Correct.
Maybe her family and her doctors are involved.
Yes.
But what about with regards to minors? I know in the book you also talk to the concept of parental consent.
Yes, I have a whole chapter in the book about it, and it's very well explained. For minors, I feel that still they need to have an adult involved because they don't know the consequences. And the adults should be still involved in the decision-making because they are not developed the way it should be at that age. But once you're an adult and able to completely be on their own, I feel that that is your choice then.
So, Melania, the renowned feminist Gloria Steinem said something that really caught my attention as it relates to this moment in time, really a historic moment in time for you. She said, any woman who chooses to behave like a full human being should be warned that the armies of the status quo will treat her as something of a dirty joke. That's their natural and first weapon. She will need her sisterhood. She will need her sisterhood. So I'm curious, has the sisterhood been supportive of you since you announced that you're pro-choice?
Not at all. Not at all. They're actually opposite. They're not embracing it at all. And they calling that it's a scam and it's a lie. And, it's interesting, right? When politics gets involved, becomes interesting.
Do you think this should be a political issue?
The pro-choice?
Yeah.
Well, it is. Here we are. It is, right?
Right.
It should be. Not really, because individual freedom should not be political.
It's an unalienable right.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
So going back to the sisterhood, let's say someone came to you from the left right? Let's say it shouldn't be political, and someone from the left came to you. It could be, a prominent feminist leader from politics, from journalism, from fashion, right? The fashion industry. And they said, Melania, this is really impressive that you were brave enough to step out and do this as, a Republican first lady. Would you welcome that type of conversation? Would you want perhaps that unifying moment?
Of course. That's what we want to have, unity in this country. I got a lot of messages from women that, thank you for speaking out. But they were not those, as they called themselves, feminists.
Right, for sure. But the media too, it's like to me, it's fascinating. Like the media really has, or the mainstream left media, let's say, has really looked at it and categorized this as a political ploy. Like as if you coordinated with your husband's campaign to release this concept to win over the female vote.
No, nothing was planned. This was not planned. It was in my book because my book is my story, my perspective, the truth, my beliefs. And I put that in the book way before was anything out on the campaign. So I believe everything what is written in the book.